Hello, sis. Welcome back to the Other Side of Dreams podcast. I am your sister, walking with you through the seasons of reinventions and growth. I'm still on the journey too, but I've walked far enough to see what is possible. This is where midlife women rise, rediscover purpose, and build what's next. And if I can do it, so you can. Quick housekeeping. What I'm sharing here is from my life experiences and what I've learned along the way. This is not a therapy. And if you need help, please seek a professional support when you need it. Hello, sis. Let me ask you something uncomfortable today. What if the things that keeping you stuck is not a failure? Not a lack of time, not lack of money or support, and not even lack of discipline. What if the things that keeping you stuck is comfort? Not the soft, cozy blanket and tea kind of comfort I'm talking. I mean the dangerous kind of comfort. The kind that keep you safe but keep you small. The kind that whispers in your ear that say, stay here, at least you know this pain. And don't try something new, at least you won't embarrass yourself. And don't change, at least nobody will judge you. And don't take risks, at least you know what to expect. Because comfort can be sneaky, and comfort does not always look peaceful. Sometimes comfort looks like this: staying in pattern that hurts you because they are familiar, and staying in jobs that drains you because they are predictable, and staying broke because learning money feels scary, and staying silent because speaking up feels risky, and staying stuck because movement would require uncertainty. And somewhere along the way, many of us, women in midlife, signed an invisible agreement, a quiet little contract with comfort. And it says, I will tolerate dissatisfaction if you protect me from discomfort. That's big and loud. Let that sink in. Because many women in midlife are not trapped by circumstances alone. They are trapped by the deal they made with familiarity. So today's episode is called Breaking the Comfort Contract. Because sis, you cannot build a new life while negotiating with the same comfort that keep you stuck. Nobody sits down one day and says, you know what? I would love to slowly betray my own potential for the next 20 years. No one says that. And what happened is quieter. Life gets harder. We get hurt, we get tired, we get disappointed, we get more responsibilities, and we get scared. And slowly, our nervous systems learns this. Safe is better than sorry, and we adapt. We stop trying certain things, and we stop asking for more, and we stop dreaming too loudly, and we stop risking embarrassment, and we stop believing changes is for us. And over time, our world becomes smaller, not because we wanted less, because safety becomes our priority. That is how the comfort contract forms. It is not dramatic, it is subtle, and it sounds like this: I'll do it later, maybe next year, and it's too risky right now. What if I fail? I should be grateful for what I have at my age. And maybe this is just my life now, and you accept. Comfortable will always offer you familiarity, even if familiarity is making you miserable. Because our nervous system often prepares familiar pain over unfamiliar possibility. Let that sink in. Many people stay in pain because pain they know feels safer than possibility they don't. Let's make this practical. Imagine a two roads. One road is old, worn down, full of potholes, and you hate driving on it, but you know every bump. And the other road is new, smooth, promising, but unfamiliar. And your brain will often choose the pothole road simply because it knows it. That is how a survival wiring works. Our brain is not asking, will this make me fulfilled? It asks, have we survived this before? And if yes, it labels it safe, even if it hurts. That is why woman stays in old habits, old fears, old roles, old identities, old emotional patterns, and old scarcity thinking, and old self abandonment. Not because they love suffering, because suffering becomes familiar, and familiar feels safe. That is why growth feels terrifying, because growth is unfamiliar, and unfamiliar, even healthy, can feel threatening at first. So, when you start changing, your brain panics. Not because you are doing something wrong, because we are doing something new. And discomfort is not always danger. Sometimes discomfort is simply the cost of expansion. Now, let's be honest. Comfort feels free, but it is expensive. Very expensive. And comfort costs you your years of potentials, confidence you never built, and money you never learned to manage, and dreams you never attempted, boundaries you never set, health you never prioritized, and peace you never protected, and identity you never explored. Because comfort says, stay here and relax. Meanwhile, your life quietly passes, and comfort is like paying for storage unit full of unlived potential. And every month, it drops from your accounts. And you forget what is even inside. That dreams to write, still in the storage. That business idea, still in the storage. That healthier body, still in the storage. That confidence, still in the storage. And that voice, still in the storage. That future you keep saying you want, still trapped, is still wrapped in a bubble wrap. And comfort is charging you monthly. Imagine a woman who knows she needs to change. And she knows it. She talks about it often and say this: I need to get serious. I need to start preparing. I need to think about my future. And I need to stop living like this. And I need to do something for myself. But every time the moment comes, she hesitates. Why? Because changing means learning new things, being bad at first, possibly being judged, and possibly outgrowing people, and possibly disappointing others. Discovering she is capable of more than her current life reflects. And weirdly, that last one can be terrifying. Because if she truly discover she is capable, then she can no longer hide behind the story that she just couldn't. She could have to admit that she could. She was just scared. And that is a painful truth. Sometimes we cling to comfort not because we are weak, but because growth would force us to meet the version of ourselves we have been avoiding. This part is matters because many women confuse comfort with peace. They are not the same. Comfort is familiar. Peace is aligned. So comfort can look calm on the outside while slowly killing your spirit inside. And peace does not always feel comfortable at first. Sometimes peace requires hard choices, hard conversations, hard boundaries, hard learning, hard growths, and hard honesty. Comfort can say, stay where nothing changed. And peace says, change what is costing your soul. Do not confuse numbness for peace. And do not confuse routine for alignment. And do not confuse for familiarity for fulfillment. So, how do we break it? Not with a dramatic life overhaul, not by burning our whole life down on Tuesday. We are not doing midlife arson. We break it in a smaller ways. Notice your comfort excuses and pay attention to the phrases you use. I'm too old. I don't know enough. It's too late. I'm not ready. I'll start it later. And I'm waiting for the right time. Sometimes those are facts, but often they are comfort in disguise. Start choosing discomfort on purpose. Choose a tiny discomfort like wake up earlier, learn the skills, look at budget, say the hard truth or record the video, apply for things or ask questions, and set the boundaries. Train your nervous system to survive discomfort because the more discomfort you survive, the less power fear has. And ask better question. Instead of what if I fail? Ask this. What if I stay here for 5 more years? That question makes people wake up because failure hurts, but stagnation steals decades. Make peace with being a beginner. Many women in midlife avoid growth because they hate looking inexperienced. But sis, every expert has once awkward, and every confident woman was once unsure, and every successful person was once embarrassing themselves privately. And nobody comes out polished. Growth is messy, and messy is allowed. So this week, I want you to do something powerful. Ask yourself, where have I chosen comfort over growth? And be honest. Where are you tolerating instead of transforming? And where are you settling because it is familiar? In where are you pretending you can't when you are afraid? Where are you calling it peace when it is actually avoidance? Then ask this. What is one discomfort I need to choose this week to honor the life I say I want? Just one, not 10. One. One brave act, one uncomfortable step, one contract clause broken. Let's tie this on the deeper truth because many women in midlife avoid preparing for their future, not because they do not care, but because preparation is uncomfortable and learning about money uncomfortable. Facing retirement gaps uncomfortable. Building new skills uncomfortable. Starting over uncomfortable. Admitting your current path may not be enough very uncomfortable. So, comfort can say, don't think about it. But your future is still coming, whether you prepare or not. And one day becomes crisis because what we delay long enough often returns as urgency. So preparation feels uncomfortable now, or panic feels uncomfortable later. Choose your discomfort. Sis, comfort is not evil. We all need rest, and we all need softness, and we all need safety. But if comfort has become the rule of your decisions, it may also be the reason your life has stopped growing and you cannot become her. While staying loyal to the patterns that keep you small, at some point, you must lovingly say, thank you, comfort, for protecting me when I needed safety. But you are not longer in charge of my future. That is growth. That is maturity. And that is courage. So thank you for being here with me today on the other side of dreams. And take what spoke to you, leave what does not. And remember, your next level will require discomfort. But discomfort is not your enemy. Sometimes it is the doorway. I'll see you in the next episode. So, before we close, I want you to remember this. You are not behind and you are not too late to prepare for the life ahead. You are starting from experience and from strength and from everything you've carried. Take what resonated today and move at your own pace, emotionally and practically. And as always, trust your judgment and seek professional guidance when needed. And if you're ready to go deeper to rebuild your life with more clarity, stability, and direction, I'll be here to walk that path with you. So until next time, be gentle with yourself, and this is your time too.